You know, I have done a lot of gardening and very little showing, so I figured let's do a garden tour. So I'm going to start off by showing what I have growing in my smaller garden here. It's where I have my big garden beds here. So let's just start off with this one right here that's not doing so hot. So I have in here potatoes. Now there are about at least, I don't know, should be at least like 6 or 7 more in this bed. And this is where I'm at right now. And I planted those well over 2 months ago, I would say. Month and a half, I think. And they have just started popping up. So they are slow and not very many of them are growing. And if you have been around for any length of time, you know that I transferred. Oh, that's a problem for me. I transplanted my asparagus, and they are actually doing really well. And now that I see something is over here eating them, that's an issue. But the good thing is that I didn't kill them. I thought that I was going to absolutely destroy them, and I didn't, which I'm very happy for. I only moved the one. I'll show you the other one in a minute, but I only moved the one. And that's all I'm probably going to move because it is not the easiest thing to do. So the next bed that I'm going to show you is my other potato bed. And you can see here all of these potatoes that are growing in here. I also have just some volunteer nasturtiums in here, which is totally fine with me. And some weeds. I do need to get in here and just pull these because they just don't need to be in here. But yeah, I've got these guys here. So the next area I'm going to take you to is my other garden bed that is attached to my greenhouse. All right, this is the greenhouse that is attached to, this is my garden that is attached to my greenhouse right there. And as you walk in one of the gates, the first thing that you have here is my carrots here. Now I did plant carrots in both boxes. This one did not grow. So then I put radishes in here and nothing is growing. So I have carrots here also, along with some weeds that need to come out. And then moving along, I have my strawberry tower here. It's not much of a tower, but it's a strawberry tower. And something is eating my strawberries. And then I have all of these garlics right here. And then I have onions here. I don't have anything going on in here. The only thing I have going on in here besides these vines that I need to take out is this snow pea, sugar snap pea thing here. But I'm just kind of letting that do its thing. So then next to that is this, and these are Brussels sprouts. Now I'm a little hesitant to take off this tulle cover because they are looking really good, but they are going to need to grow taller. So this is probably going to come off at some point. I just don't know when that is. And then if you come down to this bed here, I did not plant anything in here. This is just a volunteer, and so it's empty. This bed's empty, clearly. This bed is empty, clearly. And then moving this way, now this is exciting. This is a cauliflower, and let me just take this off. I think I'm going to leave this open now, but look at that. Oh my gosh, I almost wonder, is it ready? That's good. But she's a beaut. I have other things growing in here. I definitely think this is kind of hindering that. And then I have another thing growing here. I actually planted in here, I planted spinach and When I tell you the weather has been extremely warm here in San Diego for being January, it has been extremely warm, especially where I live. And it just, those spinach did not like it. So they died. So here's this one. And then behind this one, I have some other beautiful plants here growing. And I do have, so I put beets in here, and the beets are growing and they are doing wonderful. I actually have some beets there as well. But the beets that I put in here the same time that I put the spinach in is doing beautiful. See, right there, little guys. So then behind that, I have more onions here, and then more onions back here. They are just really stunted for some reason. I don't know why. But here is my other asparagus, and the things that are growing out of this planter box right now are massive asparagus. So this box has just been intimidating me for a long time now because asparagus does not want to be moved. It just grips in and it stays. And so I fought the one asparagus for hours, and I am dreading doing that for this one. I need to because I want this box back, but not right now. But this is the one asparagus plant that is left. The other one came from over here. But, like, what the hell is that? It's a chunk. It's a massive asparagus. So I do need to remove this at some point. Can you get me a tractor or something? I think that's probably the only way that it's gonna come out. Anyway, so then along the back wall of the greenhouse over here, I have some more, looks like, I think, broccoli. Nothing's really growing here. Some cauliflower, maybe. I'm not really exactly 100% sure what I've got in here, but it's one of the two, broccoli or cauliflower. It might be a mix of both. And then these ones I should just take out because they pretty much had a head on them early on, and that's about as tall as they've gotten. And then I have one more over there. So the last thing that I want to share with you is what I have going on in my greenhouse. And that is besides the mess that is in here. So I have over here, these are peppers from last year. Actually, yeah, these are peppers from last year. I've got 4 of them in here, and then I have 2 peppers back here that are from 2 years ago. And I don't know if this is necessarily considered overwintering because they are growing, they are fruiting. They were in the ground, but I repotted them. So I don't know if I'm going to put them in the ground, leave them in these pots, or what I'm going to do with these, but I have those. And then here I have a plumeria that I thought was dying, but then it's got, looks like new growth here, so I'm going to leave that. And then I have my little experiment here, which I keep forgetting to water, which doesn't bode well for what I have going over here. But this is a pomegranate clipping. So that is what I have growing in my garden right now. I know it's not very exciting. It's a little bit. I wish it was more, but it's what I have, and I'm actually growing a nice head of cauliflower, which makes me very excited. So thank you so much for coming along with me on this garden tour, and I will see you again soon. Bye.